Hello and welcome to episode number 2 of Autism Family Life. I'm so glad to have you here again with me, and today I wanted to talk about 10 things that you can do to support a parent of a child with autism. So as a mom, I often hear advice that's meant to be helpful or guiding in some form or another. As a mom of an individual with autism, I really hear a lot of helpful advice, mostly from well-meaning people. Sometimes I genuinely do think that they're trying to be helpful, and other times it's all I can do to keep a straight face. But more often than not, I'd like to be able to say, here's how you can really help. So with that being said, I'd like to offer my own take on 10 things that you can do for a parent of a child with autism. Number 1, compliment them. Be it on their parenting skills or the simple fact that they have survived the morning and made it through the day in one piece, a kind word can go a long way. Number 2, be judgment-free. I know that it is so easy to pass judgment on people, and yes, I'm plenty guilty of this myself. But you never know when that child is having a temper tantrum or having a full-blown meltdown. It's already hard enough for the parent and child without the added judgment. Number 3, try to learn just a little bit. I'm not suggesting that you should go out and read every book or article on autism spectrum disorder, but even reading a basic article could help you in understanding what the parent might be going through. Number 4, volunteer at an event. Take a look and see if there's anything going on locally, maybe at the school or someplace similar, where you can lend a hand. Number 5, offer to give the parent a break, even if it just means a few minutes for the parents to have to themselves. Try to help out in that way. Obviously, I know that heading into this world unprepared might be asking a lot, and I wouldn't suggest this unless you're familiar with the family already. Number 6, be welcoming. If you have other children, encourage them to be friendly and accepting to the child. If you don't have children, reach out to the parents and let them know that they're welcomed and loved. Number 7, be sounding board. For me, having my blog, Corey at Home, and now having this podcast and blog, they are mostly sufficient enough for me when I need to vent. I do have a support network outside of this, and that has been a huge help. So while you may not fully understand what a parent is trying to say to you, by just letting them get this off their chest, and again, with that number 2 thing in mind of being judgment-free, this goes a long way. And of course, it should go both ways, so that way one of you isn't feeling entirely used in the situation. Number 8, ask how you can help. If you're not sure how to help a family, just ask them. You do have your own boundaries and your own personal comfort level, but you never know when those opportunities to help may present themselves. Number 9 is to donate to a charitable organization. Ask the family ahead of time if there is a particular charity that they endorse and make a donation in the child's or family's name. Number 10, spread awareness and the message of acceptance. Encourage others to be accepting of individuals with autism. So while some of these things may seem pretty simple, that's really all that a parent might need at any given moment. For me personally, just having someone that I can vent to who understands or can just listen, that made all the difference in the world on some days. So those are just 10 things that I can think of to support a parent of a child with autism. And one of the reasons that I wanted to get this episode out there somewhat quickly is because we are right now in the middle of what we call here in the States, Autism Awareness Month. Now, this month has its ups and its downs. I will admit, I used to be one of those people who was head on in autism awareness and raising awareness, and I used to support the Light It Up Blue campaign from Autism Speaks. I don't do that anymore simply because it's not enough for me to just have this autism awareness coming around for 1 month out of the year, because autism for our family is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We are always aware that autism is here. We are always going to be aware that autism exists. And for us, it's not about being aware. For us, it's about acceptance, and it's about raising acceptance and bringing about acceptance for all children on the autism spectrum. And for us, it's not about, just saying that we need to be more sensitive or that we need to be more accommodating. It's taking it one step further and teaching people how they can be more sensitive and teaching people how they can be more accommodating. For me, my mission has become more, not just the raising the awareness, but raising the acceptance and speaking a message of inclusion. And it's not any longer about changing my child. I wouldn't want her to be any less autistic than she is. She's my child, and I love her the way she is. It's changing the world, or at least how the world perceives her. And, I understand and recognize, too, I probably won't be able to change everybody's viewpoint, and that's perfectly fine. I know I'm not going to be able to do that. But if I can at least educate one person, or at least bring a level of acceptance and inclusion, and the message of acceptance and inclusion to one more person, that's one more person being reached. I have this whole ranty feeling and expression about Autism Speaks and a couple of other organizations, which I'll get into in another time because I wanted to keep this particular episode a little bit more positive. And that's just been my general thing with the podcast and with this blog, is that I want to be able to mostly spread the messages of positivity, and these are the great things, these are the nice things and supportive things, because the overall message and mission on my blog, Gloria Home, is to be a resource that is encouraging and supportive and empowering. But I also need to acknowledge that, life can be pretty messy, and that it's not always sunshine and rainbows, and I preach that to my kids and to my family as well. I would never consider myself to be a complete optimist. I'm not a total pessimist either. I'm a realist. And I acknowledge fully that with the good comes the bad. So that's why I want to make sure that I keep my podcast and my blog on the same vein of taking the good with the bad. So there are going to be some days, like today, where we are more of a positive message and a supportive message and that nurturing and encouraging message. Whereas other days, I just might get into a couple of things that are a little bit more heavy emotionally, and that I'm hoping by sharing these things openly that it creates an open dialogue, and that it also lifts some of the stigma away from parents who might feel that they can't fully express what they're going through. And I'm also going to, this is a learning and growing process for me too, so if you do hear these occasional bumps and noises and things like that, I do apologize. I'm learning as I go. So I will, on that note, I look forward to coming back and talking to you all again. Have a great day.